Welcome to the Audio Word Weekly. This week's reading is titled Shalom. This is the second week of Advent, and the second candle of the Advent wreath is known as the candle of peace. Now, many of us are familiar with the Hebrew word for peace, which is Shalom. It means peace, of course, but it also means harmony, wholeness, completeness, prosperity, welfare, and tranquility. The word shalom can also be used to mean both hello and goodbye. One thing we can all agree on is that our world needs peace. Humankind needs peace. Not the type that depends on circumstances, but we need peace that surpasses all understanding, that which is solid, the kind of peace only the Saviour of the world, Jesus, can give. He is called the Prince of Peace. He is Shalom. In Luke chapter 8, we read two stories of Jesus bringing peace into some tumultuous situations. In one, he calms a storm. Interestingly, Jesus himself gives an invitation to the disciples to step into the boat with him to go to the other side. The boat ride at first must have been smooth sailing, that Jesus fell asleep. This was seemingly when things began to get rough. A windstorm appears and begins to rock the boat. The water was getting inside, and the disciples panicked as they saw their lives were in danger. Now, none of us likes storms of life. None of us likes things to suddenly appear from nowhere and rock our boat. If we are honest, we all would like to be in control of our lives, our situations, and sometimes even people. But Jesus said that in this world we will have trouble. It was not a maybe or you could have rough times, but a factual statement that we will face tough times. Similarly, he asked us to take heart because he has overcome the world. We live in a fallen and sinful world. We only see what we can see in this natural realm. When challenging situations appear on our shores, we often forget that Jesus is still in our boat. To every child of God, he promises that he will be with us till the end of time. We may think he's sleeping or doesn't hear or care, but we don't know everything that our all-knowing God knows. His thoughts are higher than ours. His ways are higher than ours. The Prince of Peace desires us to have faith in him and allow him to calm the storm around us and bring us safely to the other side. Once Jesus hushed the storm and arrived on the other side with the disciples, who at this time were wondering what kind of man this is that even the wind and the water obey him. There was nonetheless another kind of storm raging. It was a man who needed peace in his soul from an invasion of demons. Famously known as the man from Gadarenes, the storm inside him was a relentless noise, far from the sound mind that Jesus promises to give us. It was a legion of demons howling and raging in anger and wreaking havoc in his soul. He was dangerous, that his community tried to put him in chains, but in vain. Imagine living in such fear that you'll do everything possible every day to avoid this man. This community only had some form of peace when the man slept in the graveyard among the tombs. While the disciples were watching in untold terror, Jesus walked towards the man. Little did the man from Gadarenes know the peace he longed for was approaching him. The demons inside of him, recognizing the Prince of Peace and the power of God, let a piercing shrill into the air. They knew their time was up. Jesus spoke, and with a last ear-splitting cry, the legion went out of the man. For the first time in a long time, the man from Gadarenes was quiet. The shalom of God was reigning in his spirit, soul, and body. He was clothed and was in his right mind, sitting at the feet of Jesus. For the first time in a long time, he knew he had hope and a future. Today, if your boat is rocked by the upheavals around you, just as he spoke to the storm on the lake, the Prince of Peace is saying, "Peace, be still." Like the man from Gadarenes, you need your soul to know the quiet the Prince of Peace alone can bring. He is saying to you, "I have not given you a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future." Receive my shalom.